So are we at a time of a paradigm shift on peak oil and climate change? Well, yeah, I think like the answer to a lot of questions, I think the answer to that is we are and we aren't. I think we are in that the world we're looking at is completely different from the world that we've been brought up to suppose is okay. That is to say, the world of the market economy, which depends on growth, which is not actually going to destroy the environment in any substantial way, and which has more than enough energy for the foreseeable future. We're no longer in that paradigm. On the other hand, as Thomas Kuhn pointed out, one's not in a new paradigm till you're there. And there is a long period of storm and stress during which people are becoming more and more uneasy about the paradigm that they're in and about the impossibilities and anomalies that develop during that time. And there is a time of great difficulty and turbulence, like water, flowing from one pool to another down a waterfall. And I don't believe that we're yet in the next pool, so to speak. I don't yet think we are yet in a new paradigm. For a whole lot of reasons. One is, there are lots of reasons. One is we, as the people who know about climate change, recognise that actually it is worse than is widely recognised. So there is a question about whether that's soluble. There's certainly a question about whether the energy problem is soluble. Even if one goes down the optimistic route of building large solar arrays in the Sahara Desert and having cables around the rest of the world providing us with energy, there is a good deal of scepticism about whether technical fixes like that would work. And above all, or maybe above all, there is the problem about economic growth itself. The market economy absolutely depends for its structural stability on economic growth. That's not because banks want to earn big money and get big paybacks. It's not because of bankers' bonuses, for nothing like that. It's for no trivial reason. It's just a system which is fundamentally, it's the fundamental nature of the system. We're living in a dynamic system, and dynamic systems are like bicycles. They only stay stable and upright so long as they're moving forward. There is no way the market economy can exist without growth. If growth were to stop for a substantial amount of time, or still worse, if growth were actually to go into reverse, then the market economy would collapse. I'll leave you to our imagination to imagine what that collapse would mean. So that if one is looking, which all of us should be looking for a time when for a non-growing economy, and we have to have an economy which isn't growing. Indeed, we have to have an economy which has shrunk a good deal, a long way from where it is now. We have to have that. Unless we can do that, we're going to be in trouble. So we've had it either way, in a way. If we grow, we're stuffed if we grow, and we're stuffed if we don't grow, and that means that we're not in a paradigm. It's very, very hard for anybody, hand on heart, to say this is the way forward. It's going to be perfectly okay. People, we have a solution, and that is what Thomas Kuhn was talking about. He was talking about a comprehensive paradigm with some tweaks that needed to be developed, but he wasn't talking about enormous question marks. And unfortunately, really. Instead of this alternative paradigm, all we can offer really is the most enormous planet-sized question marks.